Toughest opponents, two fast bowlers, Brett Lee of Australia. Faced him in a 2020 game and it was a fearful experience. Trying to face him was one thing, but to try and score runs off him was a complete different experience. And Shoaib Akhtar again bowled incredibly fast. I faced him on my first class debut at 21, and I didn't expect anything quite like what I experienced. I thought I'd faced fast bowlers before, but nothing prepared me to how fast he bowled that day or in those 4 days. And for those two reasons, Brett Lee and Shoaib Akhtar. In my all-time dream T20 team would consist of some players from the past, some players from now. I'd certainly like to see Senath Jayasuriya at the top of the order, taking down the bowlers. And for that same reason, Adam Gilchrist, another left-hander. He'd also keep wicket in my side. Ricky Ponting, he would make my team, no question. Kevin Peterson, and some bowlers. I'd like to see Brett Lee, Shoaib Akhtar in there, causing some fear in the opponents. Matai Muratharan would be my first spinner and Shane Warne as a second. Not a bad side so far. And maybe Ian Botham would have done quite well in 2020 had it been around at that time. So there's the makings of my team. It would take a long time actually to finalise it, I think, but that's the makings of my team. One of the most funny moments on the cricket field was a game a few years ago. I was playing for Somerset at the time, and actually I just dropped a catch off my friend Peter Trigo, and obviously he was disappointed, I was disappointed, and he walked back to his mark, and he'd had a bit of bad luck, I think, already in the day, and he turned to the guy fielding at mid-off, Andy Caddick, and he asked, when would his luck ever change? And Andy turned to him, and I'm sure he meant it in the nicest possible way. He said, "Mate, when you're rubbish, it won't." And that story obviously will stick long in my mind, because it was a piece of advice that I'm sure he didn't mean as he said it, but it came out, and Peter was then made to feel even worse for some misfortune. My tips for youngsters would be, firstly, to enjoy the game. Everything you do around the game is for enjoyment. Batting, bowling and fielding, make sure you pick the things you want to do, but make sure firstly you enjoy them, and secondly work hard. Everything you do towards the game and in life, but just to work hard at what you do. My message to the Derbyshire fans would be for those who continue to support us, keep coming to the ground here. We are a side that's certainly improving in all forms of the game. And it's great to see people here for 2020 evenings, but it would be great to see as many for Pro 40 and certainly for the championship matches. For any new supporters out there who are thinking about coming down or buying a membership, certainly give it a go for a year and see what happens. You might just find that you enjoy it here, peaceful surroundings, and hopefully watching some good cricket out on the field.